Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here on the Hidden Quantum Champion series on the Polaris School of Quantum channel. Today we are looking into a company called Origin Quantum from China. So if you have never heard about them, this is the video for you to watch to learn a little bit more about this company. If you want to learn about other companies from the quantum technology stack, then make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on another video. And with that, let's hop right into Origin Quantum and learn what China's quantum computing company is about. So here we are on their website. It says Origin Quantum, building China's independent quantum computers. Origin Quantum builds self-controlled, engineering-ready quantum computers and drives industrialization through chips, control systems, operating systems, software, cloud, and education. And that pretty much covers the whole range, right? So it's not just about making, let's say, assembling the final quantum computer, but it says chips. So they're building the chip that the that the qubits will later on be on. And it also tells us that we are looking into some solid state type of technology here. So it's not ion traps or anything. Control systems, so the electronics that later on drives the signals down. Operating systems, so also software stack. Software and cloud, so also the cloud infrastructure to operate this system from remotely, and like user session management and all of that, what comes along with it, and education. And the call to action is try quantum now, so I assume there's some way to enter this cloud service, also because up here it says quantum cloud as well. So then there is some focus here on the different areas that they foresee as possible application fields. And I think there's no big surprise here in what we are seeing. So quantum computing plus accelerates industry innovation. Origin Quantum provides industry-specific quantum computing solutions to meet your business's needs. And there we see smart grid, biomedicine, weather forecasting, finance engine, education, scientific simulation, chemistry. There's another one here, which I think artificial intelligence, I think it says, but somehow it doesn't load correctly for me. Then we also see here room temperature and superconducting quantum something, secure communication, quantum resistant, specialized support, magnet dilution refrigerators, quantum resistant, I guess, encryption, banking system, port communication, IoT, quantum resistant vehicle networking, quantum banking, and so on. Then down here, innovative products and services. So the products and services they offer, obviously quantum computers, which is what this company kind of promotes, right? So both superconducting and semiconductor quantum computers. I guess we will talk a little bit about the technology behind this a little later on in this video. Then hardware products. So here I guess we have the chips. So it says providing for quantum computing and scientific research, programming software, so the operating system and the programming frameworks, industry software. So this is then sitting on top of the operating system as an application layer to do something among those industries that we've seen before in terms of applications. Then we have the post-quantum products, so ensuring security against future quantum threats. And then, of course, there's education products, so comprehensive quantum education solutions. Of course, big supporter of this because we are also trying to make this education around quantum accessible for everyone here. So I highly encourage you to learn about these things, especially in a time where everyone likes to talk about it, where there's a lot of market traction happening to understand what this is all about. Then we see here Origin Q Wukong. I hope I probably mispronounced that. Third generation superconducting quantum computer. So Origin Q Wukong is a superconducting quantum computer with self-deployed 72 qubit Wukong chip. It is advanced, programmable, and deliverable with over 30 million global visits from users in the US, Japan, Canada, and more. And I guess that one is related to the platform. I would guess, like the cloud platform, right? I'm not sure what it actually means, but following this call to action of try quantum now that we've seen before, I assume that is related to the software platform. Then it says all-in-one quantum cloud service, just a click to explore quantum computing, focus on quantum cloud. The platform provides learning, programming, computing, and application support to drive innovation in quantum computing. No setup needed, experience it instantly in the cloud. And then we see here the go to the cloud button. We see the cloud services, hybrid cloud services, and the custom quantum cloud platform with tailored offering then for the customer. They are also part of, or then it also says here, the Origin Quantum Industry Alliance. OQIA collaborates with partners to develop quantum computing, explore real-world application, and promote shared benefits and industry growth. And there we see a lot of labels running through now, most of them in Chinese. This is something that we have seen already with other companies as well, right? Like other quantum computing companies that are building these partner programs, alliances. They are also official, or like like specific identities that are forming these alliances between industry and the classical industry and the quantum industry. Here we see a lot of logos going through. So we see Ping An Bank, which is, I guess, a bank, Orient Securities, CCB International, China CITIC Bank. So a lot of banking, finance looking into that. But we also see here there's like, I think, HIT Robot Group, so something with robots, BGI Research, Dynamic, CloudWalk, so also providers from the computer industry, classical computer industry, robotics, Titanium Group we see here, Recon Bio, so bio research, I guess, research identities themselves, so various different probably early users of these systems in the areas, in the industries that we've seen before. And then there's also a new section down here. Unfortunately, this one is, I think, only available in Chinese. So I guess I will not be able, let's click on that and see if there is somewhat of a translation. No, I don't think so. So this is only available in Chinese. But you can see here that's from December 2023, and I'm recording this in 2026, early 2026, January. So might not be completely up to date, the new section. Okay, so now let's take a look at the product center here. So we see the different computing chips. We have seen the Wukong before. There's also the Wuben. Let's quickly check out the Wukong quantum computer. That one is the one with 72 qubits. So here, superconducting technology, 72 qubits. I think that is let's say, I don't want to call it anything industry standard because nothing is standardized here, but 72 qubits is definitely quite a couple of them. It is probably not the system with the most amount of qubits in the superconducting area. I don't know. I would need to check that back. But for sure, it is also not a super small one. So it's not like you only have 5 qubits and you can play around with them a little bit. You have 72 in this system, as it seems. Programmable, deliverable, so you can also buy them, and fully autonomous. So I guess that also runs with automation software. Other companies call it data center ready, right? So you can just keep it running and put it somewhere and it's up and running and only needs specific maintenance to keep that state. What is Origin Wukong? So China's third generation self-developed superconducting quantum computer with 30 plus million visits, so over 30 million global visits since launch, a new record for China's quantum computing, programmable and deliverable, so you can probably order that as well. Supports AI large model fine-tuning, so achieved the world's first on hardware fine-tuning of a billion parameter AI model, and then research incentive program is also available here. There's also this chart here which compares classical computers with quantum computers. Might also be interesting to quickly pause the video here and go through it, because a lot of people are wondering, I don't know, will Netflix be run on a quantum computer? And today, I mean, don't want to get famous for a quote which later on tells that it's completely the opposite. But today we think that, for example, Netflix is not going to be hosting video streams from quantum computers, right? I mean, in the past, we have always thought that, let's say, classical computers will not do certain things which they are doing today. So never say never, right? But the quantum computer itself has some, let's say, specific properties that make it useful for certain types of problems, like, for example, simulating the nature and the quantum physics, using the Hilbert space with its high parameter space to do some type of probably optimization problems, using it for quantum cryptography, quantum cryptographic tasks, things like this. And there's other stuff which probably still remains more efficient on a classical computer. And then, here we see speed, application fields. So here they also call out specific application fields. And there is, for example, the entertainment part here, daily office work, AI deployment, scientific computing, and so on. Then the computing unit, qubit versus binary bit, parallel processing versus sequential, and then technology progress versus technical progress. Okay. Product features is also mentioned here. So 4 key features to fully meet your needs. Supports 100 plus qubit customization. So customizable superconducting system with over 100 qubits for complex research and industry tasks. I guess that is, if you order a system, you get a system that can later on be upgraded to 100 plus, because right now it says 70, right? So fully independent IP. That is kind of probably some also a strategic point of view for China to kind of have their own IP stack on that. Equipped with China's first OS, so there's the Pilot OS running on it, fully compatible with QPanda and hybrid tasks, which is something that I think we haven't really heard before in any of the Hidden Champions videos, so that is kind of a parallel development, interesting also to see. And then professional end-to-end technical support available as well. Here is something about the system components. So you see you have the chip, which is the silicon with the superconductors on it, where later on the qubits will sit. You have the control electronics, so measurement and control system. You have the cryostat, so environment support system, dilution refrigeration cryostat. And then you also have, I guess, the operating system, which runs on the classical computer. This is the Origin Pilot. It's the first domestic quantum computer operating system, enabling efficient use of quantum processors and collaboration with classical platforms. It supports parallel execution of quantum tasks, automatic chip calibration, and efficient resource management. And I mean, chip calibration is another very important topic. We've talked about it in the Hidden Quantum Champion series before. If you have never heard about that, I encourage you to check out our series, our playlist with all the companies in the space of quantum technology. There are also companies making explicitly systems for quantum chip calibration. And then again, we see here the applications field, supply, equipment installation, commissioning support, trial operation support, and then operational maintenance. And that is about the Wukong system. There's also the other one, which is the WuBen. Let's quickly also check out that one. Maybe this is the spin quantum computer that we've seen before. Here it's a semiconductor quantum computer. I mean, technically the technology is still, in both cases, semiconductor technology, right? But the other one is using superconductors to create the qubit, still manufactured with semiconductor technology. This one will then have the qubit sitting in the semiconductor, so it will be like a spin qubit, I would assume. So What is a semiconductor quantum computer? A semiconductor quantum computer refers to a quantum computing physical system built on the foundation of realizing qubit encoding with gated semiconductor quantum dots. At extremely low temperature, the discrete energy levels in quantum dots feature quantum properties and can be used to encode the two-level system required for quantum computing. According to the type, encoding qubits can be categorized into charge qubits, spin qubits, and hybrid qubits. Because of the ultra-strong spin relaxation time and decoherence time, ultra-long spin relaxation time and decoherence time, spin qubits can achieve extremely high manipulation fidelity and is the major object of our research. So that apparently seems to be the main platform. Also going forward, the spin computers. I, of course, mentioned that already before. I have a bit of a bias on that topic because I worked on it as well. That was kind of where I started my journey into quantum computing, working in a lab that was first building gallium arsenide-based spin qubits and then migrating also towards spin qubits based on silicon. There are reasons why you want to start with gallium arsenide and then move towards silicon, because it's, from a manufacturing point of view, a little bit easier with the gallium arsenide. But I'm not going to tap into that. If you want to learn more about it, let me know down in the comments below. We might make a video on this specific topic then. Advantages of semiconductor quantum computers: so massive expansion of integration, compatible with semiconductor chip process for classical computers, contributing to a higher possibility of expanding qubits into chips at large scale in the future. Long coherence time, fast operation, and then of course the relatively long coherence time and fast operation speed of semiconductor spin qubits lay a solid foundation of the operation of quantum algorithms. And then finally, potential adaptability to higher operating temperatures. So the larger energy level difference in the semiconductor qubits can withstand higher temperatures, and they are expected to expand at large scale into applications with a temperature environment of above 1 Kelvin in the future. And then here we have again the components. So again, we have the chip. It doesn't say much. Here it says 2-bit quantum processor. So the semiconductor quantum chip system based on the Huawei XWS200 semiconductor 2-bit quantum processor is the computing core of a semiconductor quantum computer. And then, of course, we see again the dilution refrigeration system, the control electronics, and the quantum computer operating system, which again is probably the same as before. Here we see a little bit of a difference. So here in the control part, it says the semiconductor quantum computer control system produces software, instructions, and hardware computing consisting of a vector signal source, a precision DC voltage source, which you need to control the gates, right? A multifunctional AWG, so arbitrary wave generator module, and an integrated high-speed data acquisition module. The system can generate, acquire, control, and process precision signals required for the operating semiconductor quantum chips. Then we have again the applications here, and that's about it for this specific site here. There's much more, as you can see. So there's information here on the hardware, so quantum chips and many other stuff like dilution refrigerators and ancillary products, programming software, industry software. So here we see the applications that they are looking into, that they are working on. We see the molecular docking software, the quantum computing chemistry software, drug screening platform with quantum computing linear algebra solver, quantum computing fluid dynamics software, and then the quantum chip design software as well. And then we see the post-quantum products, so post-quantum crypto card, which I guess is going into the post-quantum cryptography, harvest now, decrypt later kind of scheme. Let's quickly also look into that one. So here it says Origin Rock post-quantum crypto card. Origin Rock post-quantum crypto card is part of the Origin Rock cryptographic series products, which can resist the attacks of classical and quantum computers at the same time and provide a higher level of security protection for sensitive data. So the post-quantum crypto card is an encryption device developed by Origin Quantum. It uses a hybrid algorithm module of PQC and GMT SM series algorithms, which can resist the attacks from both classical and quantum computers to better protect sensitive data. The algorithm for this crypto card are the SM series algorithms, the international public key cryptography algorithms, and the two PQC algorithms, Cyber and Dilithium algorithms, published by NIST. That is in the US, right? So the cryptographic card can provide computers, cryptographic machines, and servers with cryptographic operations, digital signature verification, asymmetric, symmetric encryption, decryption, and perfect key generation and management to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and validity of the transmitted information. Comes in this PCIe card form factor, so it fits, I guess, into, as mentioned here, all the normal types of compute systems, and then it's supposed to help by using this random number generation, and then on top of that, these algorithms that I also mentioned before, which are then certified by NIST or are proposed by NIST for quantum security, and to make sure that later on, when somebody's, let's say, copying your information today, listening, eavesdropping into your conversation today, and has a quantum computer later, cannot just use the quantum computer to decrypt that. There are also some more information here on that, but it is very interesting to see that this company is not only owning the full stack of quantum computing from the chip all the way up to the full system, all the way up to the cloud, but on the other hand also has a standing on the quantum communication side, so creates those products that are relevant for the space of quantum communication to make sure that there's like encryption, quantum safe communication. And there's also more here. There's a database encryption machine and a cryptographic module. I think I will not go into the details of all of these now, because then the video will get a little bit too long. But I mean, very interesting to see this super deep integration, or this super wide integration across the whole quantum technology stack, right? So it is contributing not only, the company is not only contributing to quantum computers, but also communication, and hence, I guess, as a sub-product, there's also quantum sensing in a way involved here. We have seen already the industries that they're targeting, so chemistry, biomedicine, quantum finance, quantum-inspired algorithms, education, smart grid, and weather forecasting. Then general solutions in the artificial intelligence space. We saw that they used their machine, at least in the announcement, to kind of tune a language model. I think it was a language model, right? It was some AI model, they said. Then there's a system solution, so room temperature, measure and control integration, the chip, and so on. So this is like the components, and then there's also the cryptography part of it. There's some research information available here as well. This one is, okay, yeah, that is also available in English. Let's quickly close these pop-ups here. So we can see that you can apply for a research collaboration program or a paper reward program with the company, and then also get some support, I guess, from them, and build showcases. Okay, so with that, let's maybe hop on here to this small part and see what this is about. So that is leading us into an online shop, into a web shop, which I think is this time Chinese, but it looks like you can really just buy here in a web shop type of setup the components. So let's, for example, check out the cryostat. Okay, so this is now we are in fully in Chinese, but we can see here some numbers. So the 20 millikelvin stage, for example, of this cryostat. So that one comes at 12 to 14 microwatts of cooling power. And this is, let's say, a typical value for a dilution refrigeration cryostat. So these are usually in the microwatts in this lowest stage, while I'm always saying that in the highest stage, they are pumping like kilowatts of energy into the compressor. So you really need a lot of energy to reach these low temperatures, and there's really only a little cooling energy down here available. That's what makes scaling these systems so difficult, right? Then there's also some information here. So it takes less than 30 hours, I guess, to do a full cool down to 10 millikelvin. I think there's no price available here as far as I see it. At least I don't see a number that would indicate a price. But yeah, interesting to see that they have this web shop type of setup to buy the products. Very good. Then let's also quickly check out the industry alliance. We've seen the logos before. So here it says, join hands with partners on developing quantum computing and exploring the implementation of quantum computing applications, share benefits and collaborate towards win-win, jointly accelerate the development of the quantum computing industry. And then there's a couple of reasons why you should join this alliance, a little bit about the alliance, and then we see some logos again from the different areas. So we have fintech, we have biochemistry, AI and big data, there's computing platforms, power industry operators, and then support services, part of this alliance, as well as universities on the research side. Unfortunately, my Chinese is not good enough, so I cannot really go through all of these ones here and tell you which ones those are. I think if I zoom in, maybe the logos are not highly resolved enough to be able to read those. No. But yeah, I mean, if your Chinese is better, go check out the website and go through it. Finally, as always, we also want to quickly learn a little bit about the company, right? So who is behind the company? What is the story behind it? So about Origin Quantum, prioritize development across the quantum computing domain, establish a flagship in China's quantum computing. So about Origin Quantum, established in Hefei, a high-tech zone in 2017. And I think this Hefei region is actually where most of the quantum industry is based in China. So in this high-tech zone in 2017, Origin Quantum Computing Technology Co. Limited, in short as Origin Quantum, is a leader in China's quantum computing with the CAS, Key Laboratory of Quantum Information, being its origin of technology. With a focus on building a quantum computing industry ecosystem, Origin Quantum has been working on independently controllable engineering-oriented quantum computers, developing full-stack quantum computing and actively providing the industrialization of quantum computing. The goal of the company is to allow quantum computing to truly serve humankind outside laboratories. The vision is to contribute the Chinese power to quantum computing. We also see the team behind, so I guess the leadership team, because I expect that with this high integration into the whole system that there are many, many more people working in this company. So we have on the very top the scientific team with the co-founders, so the chief of technology consultant and chief scientist and founder, which is Professor Guo Guoping. And then we also have as an academician Guo Guanchang. I'm not sure, I'm probably mispronouncing it. Very sorry if somebody from the team is watching. Please call me and correct me on those. So, and besides that, we also see here the technical staff, the management team, brand promotion team. So looking at this, we see that this is a true company because we have all of the different functions. It's not just a couple of tech people sitting there, but you also have, let's say, a management, a brand promotion, so kind of a marketing and probably also sales initiative here as well. And then within those columns, we see that, for example, for the technical staff team, we have director of Quantum M&C Center, director of Quantum Chip, and then the Quantum Software Center. And then also on the management side, we have legal representative and general manager, makes sense, director of intellectual property and business center. Intellectual property is indeed a very key thing in the whole quantum industry right now. So we have a lot of startups with a lot of cool ideas. We gotta make sure that we also get some IP protection in there, because if we do all of this innovation, we also want to make sure that we later on create some way to also differentiate us from others. So that's why IP plays an important role in the space of quantum right now. And then we have the director of Cloud Center as well. There's something here on the development footprint. So as mentioned previously, it starts in 2017, right? So Origin Quantum was established in Hefei High-Tech Zone in China, and then first Origin Quantum launched the world's first silicon-based semiconductor quantum computing cloud platform, and then the Q-Runes quantum language was released. So the first their own proprietary, I guess, programming language. Then in 2018, Origin Quantum released QPanda, China's first quantum computing programming framework, which successfully realized the 64-bit quantum simulation that broke IBM's Q's record. So we see there's also a little bit of a battle ongoing, of course. So who's kind of, let's say, making the biggest stride towards technology between the different companies, between the different countries, right? And then in 2024, which is the last one that we can see here, again, I'm recording at 2026, so no major update on this side here regarding developments after 2024. China's third generation independent superconducting quantum computer Origin Wukong goes online. And then we also see here December, China's first Institute of Quantum Computing and Data Medicine established. Okay, then there's also some enterprise honors down here and some way to contact the company. With that, I want to call it in for today's video. If you have any remaining questions on Origin QC, let me know down in the comments below. We can do a follow-up video, of course. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please make sure to do so you don't miss out on the next video. And as always, stay hydrated and see you in the next one. Bye bye.